How about
I thought you and John gave up smoking.
Yeah, we
Let's
did.
see, last January
3 days.
and the January before that,
I
right?
did for 3 days.
For 3 days.
No, I am done about.
Funny.
I told the doctor, and he said to me, "Go ahead and try when you have that eye
Like
thing.
Goldsmith?
Yeah.
Come back to me when
You
you're
know,
done."
you know it's better yet.
So I need help, and I
Your
can't.
father would have enjoyed that.
He's got to do it too.
Oh,
If
God.
he's smoking, it's hard.
You don't
Oh,
know.
sure, I
have to do
yeah,
it.
right,
Always
exactly,
sacrifice.
exactly.
So
I
we're
wouldn't
gonna
talk,
work
I
on
know
that.
they got the place bugged.
He was just saying today, he goes, "Boy, I wish I didn't smoke."
Oh, they're after
I
us,
wish we
they're
didn't
after
too.
us.
It's a pain in the neck. So, yeah, I know he wants to now, to stop, so.
He had a nerve to call me Miss Goody Two Shoes. I said, living with you, my God. We were just talking here and there about this story.
One day, I'm over there, Rose is doing payroll. She got all the money laid out on the desk, you know, put money in the envelopes. And all of a sudden, both doors open, this guy's coming with guns drawn.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
thought they were in the rob the payroll or something. They were Treasury Department,
Oh,
the alcohol division,
Oh,
ABC, you know.
yeah.
So what happened, is my brother had rented a portion of his plant to somebody he didn't know. He didn't know what they were doing.
Then he said-
They're like Belly didn't know.
They built a cement block wall, another building inside the building. And there was about an 18-inch copper pipe coming out the ceiling. And they built a wooden structure around it, looks like an old tower or something.
Yeah.
And it was a still.
Oh, wow.
And inside there was about, or had to be about 10 vats that were about 12 feet in diameter, about
Yeah.
6 feet deep, filled with mash. They had trucks there. There were milk trucks and oil trucks
Yeah.
with stainless steel tanks, but they had the outside painted like
Right.
like oil
Uh-huh.
trucks. And these guys came in, and there must have been a couple thousand 5-gallon cans there. Just like you see in a movie, they were in with the fire, they had
Yeah.
fire hoses connecting the vats together to the distillery and that. And these guys come in with the axes, they're chopping the hoses up into 1-foot lengths, you know,
Oh, gee.
busting everything. So my brother, I don't know nothing about it. So he gave my brother all the metal, like all the connectors were bronze.
Right.
I mean, these guys were first class. I mean,
Right.
They weren't working with cheap steel or something. They had bronze connectors on all hoses, and this copper pipe going up weighed something like, I think it was over 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And they gave that to me. They said, my brother, you take all the metal, that's yours now. Give me like a bandit.
Yes. Lost his rent income, but
He
he.
got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Then he got in trouble
I
for
know.
that.
But one day, before this happened, one of Jack Schroeder called me over one day. He said, buddy, come over here. He said, mostly over in the corner. He said, take a deep breath through your nose. I said, ooh, it sounded like somebody broke a bottle of wine. Steel
Yeah,
beer,
right.
steel beer or something, you know? Just before the rain. He wiggled his way out of it, I guess.
Oh, it was tough, you know, and it's still on his record when they do a research on it. It's still on there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How did he get out of it? Did he get out of it? Ahead, company, or did he get out of it ahead?
Well, he didn't go to jail.
He didn't go to jail. It cost him any money, I don't think.
But he knew. We had alcohol home. When I heard what was going on, dumped it all out. Oh, I dumped it out. I wouldn't talk. I said, they got the place bugged. They got the place bugged.
Oh, my God. I
Oh, I
can
went
see you
through
feel
hell. I
that
tell you,
way, you know?
I was petrified. I was petrified. I see a truck parked on, you know how Point Pleasant was at the lot, the parking lot? I see a big truck there. Oh, they're wiring us. I was so sick. I was so sick.
Now I know why when Lisa and I were talking about getting married, she says, you know, yeah, I'll marry you, but she says, I don't want anything to do with your financial at that time. It's changed since then.
Yeah,
But,
it's changed drastically since then.
And I won't go to jail for you.
But they said to him, I'll do anything for you,
Anything, oh, go to jail, right. Yeah, but times have changed. She wants to be part of the financial world now.
Well, she remembers all this. You know, she's quiet but very observing, and I knew you had enough trouble, Mom. I didn't want to make more, but I did in a way.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, my head was never on that because I never knew what big thing was coming up next. Then he got in trouble with that other guy. And Bertha's son, Doris's brother there, they arrested him. He was in jail. They called me up. They arrested by the narcotics squad. I said, what? You remember? You don't remember? Oh. You remember Doris,
Yeah.
Bertha Doris? She had a brother.
Richie.
Richie. And you remember Larry O'Toole from the shop?
Yeah.
There was a big friction with him and this and
Yeah.
that. So, he, O'Toole was bothering Vincent, you know, threatening him.
Oh, that's what we were talking about, knocking him off or something? Just kidding around?
Kidding around, right?
Supposedly?
Yeah, right.
This guy that used to work for us or whatever, he was after Vincent and whatnot. And one day he comes over, and he's going to beat up your brother. And John comes out with a, what did you come out with? Remember O'Toole? A hammer, with a hammer. And he hit him, I think he hit him.
Yeah,
He hit him, and that was another
Ladder
case.
his head.
You hit him in the head?
Yeah.
With a hammer?
Yeah, I don't know,
happened?
my life, I
When
don't
the
know
cops
how
came, I said
lived.
he
I don't
fell,
know
he was
how
struggling with my
made it.
father and he fell into the bumper of the car. There was a car nearby. But he was screaming, "You hit me with a hammer." So I run back in the shop and one of the guys, I'm standing there and he's on the ground just like bleeding profusely and like we're holding him down. I had my foot on his throat and my father was kneeling on his chest trying to protect me from hitting him again. And then this foreman we had, Glenn Patterson, turns around to me and says, "That hammer on it, too good in your hand, brother." And I said, "Shit." I ran inside and I wiped the hammer off and I dumped it down. So the cops questioned me. They said, "You hit him, did you have a hammer?" I said, "There's a million hammers in here." He says, "Well, let me see the hammer." You know, I brought him aside, I showed him the hammer. He was like, "No, this doesn't look right." So once they found out who he was, their whole attitude changed because he was unrecognizable at the time. But then when they found out it was Larry O'Toole, they were like shaking my hand. You know.
Nobody liked this guy.
No.
He was a stoolie for the cops, too.
Anyway, all that started, that was going on, and this guy was bothering him. Comes this other guy, we can fix him up.
No, it's daddy's cousin.
Was that Richie? Was that Richie?
No,
Oh, I never
Richie
knew
Hill.
that. Aunt Bertha's just foster son.
The one that was,
What was his name? I didn't think it was Richie.
Richie, I don't know what.
I know the guy that the hitman was Mills.
Well, it wasn't
Victor
Perella.
Mills.
He was never legally adopted.
I don't know.
I thought he was a cousin.
Well, yeah.
Distant
yeah,
cousin. I
he-
know
no,
he's always a little
that's
wise guy getting
He
in
was
trouble.
raised by my aunt.
took you out
And he was a
far away.
foster
He
child.
he could take care of
Listen to that.
And you see, none of these cops are, you know, I don't know why Vinny thinks he's smarter.
Give me that one. Give me that one.
So it's
I don't know
gonna
if
meet
this is
this
real
Richie
quick.
Right.
in the diner,
We'll be diner.
And I don't know, give him money or what, or but they had it on tape. They had all that on goddamn tape.
The cop in the booth next to him.
And so I think he went out to the car to give him the money to go ahead, and he said, "Kill the guy. All this is on tape, all this is on record, and what do you do now when you go to court?" I mean, you know, I don't understand that.
They
I
arranged
don't-
a plea deal. They realized that he was able to establish to the prosecutor's satisfaction that he was in fear for his family and for his life, and that he overreacted. He shouldn't have. He was sorry for it. So they gave him probation, being that he didn't have a bad record. Things came up from when they lived on Fillmore Street.
Well, yeah, this other thing. I said, all this is on record. All of it is on record.
And they allowed him to plead out. But when we went to court for it, and we had a bunch of people from the shop come down, everybody's in court, and the prosecutor was a fill-in prosecutor for the day. It wasn't a prosecutor who negotiated the deal. So the prosecutor gets up, the judge asks him before they go on the floor. The prosecutor gets up and says, I think this is an abomination, it's a serious offense, I can't believe he's going to get probation on. And we're all looking at each other. My father turns around, he's a tear coming to his eye. That won the judge over. He's like, and my father's lawyer says, well, Your Honor, we had a deal with the prosecutors and that. So, the judge says, I know, I've read everything, and, we'll adhere to the plea deal. Where he didn't serve jail time yet. What do you call it? Probation for 5 years or something.
And your dad could go 5 years without breaking the law?
He called, I was the one that got the call from jail. I was working, I think I was running the night shift there. He was running a day shift and I was running a night shift. We had a partial night shift till like 8 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock at night. And I get a phone call.
I go down and go, what's going on here, They won't let me see it. I couldn't see it.
Well, I went down with you. I didn't check.
We didn't see it.
We saw him through the window.
Bye.
We didn't see him that
Gotta go.
night. So we next night.
Okay, yeah.
Enjoy the house. We'll be back.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for coming to eat and running here.
Yeah, I do that.
Interrupting our family.
They were making money then. He was only about 16 years old. And he was working, he went to work for a pattern shop in New York Pattern Works. Not as an apprentice, like an improver. He didn't get paid. He was like working like an intern. And he would do the jobs that the pattern makers didn't want to do, like painting the patterns, sanding them down, putting the leather fillets in, and finishing the pattern up. So my brother would go around the shop working for each of these guys. At the end of the week, each guy would give Vincent 50 cents each or something like that, He was making them $4 or $5 a week, which was a lot of money for a 15-year-old kid at that time. That's how he got into pattern making. And by the time he was, within a couple of years, he was going and telling people he was a journeyman. He was getting away with it because he was good.
Yeah.
He was a good pattern maker. So one day he writes to me in the Army. I really didn't have any special trade to go into. And he's like, yeah, your job as an apprentice pattern maker under GI Bill of Rights. When you get discharged.
You said that.
No, he did.
He did.
He told me. The guy he was working for, Louis Nelson, was looking for an apprentice under GI Bill of Rights. And at the time, I had a teacher in grammar school who used to tell me, every time I did something, he was like, oh, you're terrible. You can't do a pretty straight line. Teacher. And I never had any interest after that. My mom would give us 25 cents to pay for wood shop, to make a project. I'd make a nice lamp with a chain on it, and finish it up, And the quarter that my mother would give me would pay for the lamp, would pay for a little electric socket and the wire and everything, and a switch. And he would get mine, you get grading time, he'd take it up real proud, give it to the teacher. He walks up to the saw and cuts mine up every time, no matter what I made, cut it up. You can't do it up, you can't draw a straight line. So I said to him, why are you doing this, You just can't draw a straight line, he says. Don't ever go into this kind of anything where you have to use your hands. So I stayed away, I stayed away from wood shop, I stayed away from metal shop, I stayed away from mechanical drawing. I'd say with everything. So I had in my mind I can't draw a straight line. So we were only married 6 months when Vincent writes me about this. So I'm saying to Vincent, I can't be a pattern maker. I can't draw a straight line. I don't know what, I'm no good with my hands, you know. So then I'm sitting there one day down in Georgia and saying, gee, I'm married now, I'm going to get out in a few months. What am I going to do for a living, you know? I said, no, I'm going to learn how to draw a straight line. I told my brother, sit up in Louis Nelson. And by the time I got discharged, it was all set up with the GI Bill of Rights. I got discharged on a Friday. I started working on Monday. And the first thing Louis does, he gives me a drawing of a little simple lever to make. I said, oh, this is easy. I made it in about an hour. And get your experiences in that. I said, no. First thing I ever made, you know. He said, oh, you're pretty good. He said, ribbon fronting, and I've never been working in the shop. So I worked for Louis for quite a while, and I was only working for him about 2 years, and things got a little slow with him. And I went to Worthington Pump and told him I was a journeyman. If Vince can do it, I can do it. So they hired me. I go from $1.05 an hour to $2.40 an hour.
Because you had a title.
Yeah. And on top of it, when I got there, one of the I had to show the shop foreman my union book. And he, how come you're only paying 25 cents a month dues? He says, you're getting journeyman's pay. I said, well, he says, I told him I was a journeyman, and they gave me journeyman's pay. Well, he said, you're getting journeyman's pay. He says, you have to pay journeyman's dues. Yes. I was the treasurer, I got free dues anyway. That's okay. Okay.
Put any amount you want on there, huh?
Yeah. So, after Louis Nelson, I had some real good jobs. We worked at Flockhart Foundry in Newark, and by this time I'm making big bucks. I'm making about $3.5, $4 an hour. We had moved, bought this house down here, and I was going home on a train one day. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this guy next to me. These guys are so familiar. I think, Mr. Schaefer, my manual training teacher in grammar school.
Oh, the one that said you can't draw
Yeah. I said, excuse me, you Mr. Schaefer? He says, yeah. He said, do I know you? I said, I was a student of yours. He said, in Alexander Street School in Newark. He said, what was your name? I said, Dominic Vitolo. Dominic Vitolo. That's just what he said. Dominic Vitolo. You're one guy I could never forget. You couldn't draw a straight line. He still used the spring expression. Yeah. My name just stuck in his mind. And I said to him, he said, what are you doing now? I said, I'm a journeyman pattern maker. He said, I don't believe it. I said, tell you, I learned how to draw a straight line. He said, what your problem was? He said, I didn't have a problem. I said, you had the problem by putting me down all the time, anything I did. He said, you have a brother, Vincent, who was the best student I ever had. He says, and compared to him, your work was crap.
So Vinny was taking your drawings and giving it to the teacher?
No.
Oh.
No, he remembered Vincent.
He remembered Vincent because he was good.
A good student. He was a couple of years ahead, three years ahead of me, 3, 4 years ahead of me. He said, your brother was the best student I ever had. He said, you were the worst.
These teachers, they really shouldn't do
Well,
that.
everybody says, he says, you know something? He said, by telling you could draw a straight line, he said, I made you learn how to draw a straight line, didn't I? I said, no, you didn't. I said, I made myself learn how to draw a straight line. How you convinced me I couldn't draw one.
Yeah, you convinced me I was a failure, right?